Alright, today I'm going to do something a little different than usual. Do a little bit of a short form video. Recorded some games. You'll notice Trestus in the lobby here. But playing some games on Asia and just happened to have this. So you notice I didn't have perks there. Happened to have this game where I was like, alright, play some Lich Baes on Asia. So I took that very first drop, decided to hang on to the Swabby. Figured maybe I could do something more with the leveling curve here. So anyway, normal sort of playthrough on the first few turns here. Nothing too crazy. Monka steering, doing some weird moves. So we're turn 3. My board is a Swabby and a token, right? Not a lot doing. Taking some damage. Hurting my health. But right here is about where I think, okay, maybe I can start to right the ship. Maybe I can start to take a little less damage, so... Party Rock combo, Party Elemental Molten Rock works out pretty well. So we'll go with that, see what happens. Run up against this Daryl board. I'm looking at it thinking, uh-oh, you got 7 units. But meanwhile, I almost tied. That last hit was a 50-50. A couple of good last second hits there. So anyway, we get to this turn. This is where things start to go a little weird. I see this pack. I don't like it. I don't want to do parrot stuff. I'm not looking for... It doesn't seem to synergize. So I'm like, well, you know, maybe the Xeris will do something here, and I can play these droplets through and put a little bit more power down. So that's what I do, right? So now I'm on a pair. Xeris might turn into something good. Got a little bit of an elemental starter going on over here. I have stopped the hemorrhaging, though. That's a good note to make. So we get to this point, and Xeris hits pay dirt. And I'm like, well, okay. We're going to play a spider. I'm going to take that party elemental. That's another pair. That might be a good thing. So I come up against this again, and I'm like, I'm not that big. But trades go pretty well. End up winning by a spider. So now we hit this turn. I'm looking for my triples. I want to get 5 drops, but nothing really comes. So I go ahead and level. I got a lot of economy because I haven't spent a lot of my coins yet. And then this Nomi Genie pair shows up. Just in the nick of time. So I'm staring at it, I'm like, well, I don't want to break any of these pairs, but I kind of need to start doing Nomi stuff right now. These party Ellies will start throwing a few buffs around right now. So, okay, sure. So I go into this fight. Again, I leveled a little fast, so I should be weaker than everybody, but it turns out okay. Just constantly hitting people by 1 spider. So now I'm looking at this pack, it's not good. But then all of a sudden, some good stuff shows up. So it's like, well, okay, we're doing Nomi things here. Just play some stuff down, not keeping that, not keeping that. Oh, and then the triple shows up. So now I'm no longer all that interested in the spider. Want to throw a couple more buffs on the party Ellie, want to get the genie down. Turns out that refreshing anomaly should have had 1 extra buff on it. I did end up keeping it. So Little Rag's a good hit. Not really looking for Bran. This Elemental's nice. Start recaching up. At this stage, Trestus is pretty small, so making sure that the genies pop. Got to get full value out of that. And yeah, Eudora game just didn't totally work out there. Or hit me at the wrong time, pretty much. Because I'm not huge yet, but I got some fair stats on the board, and these genies, they add a little extra mileage. So there's a mistake. I didn't decide to level to 6 until a little too late. Something about that Tavern Tempest made me really want to do it. So, cool. I get the memo. I finally go to 6. I'm checking some stuff out. Just throwing some buffs around. Probably should have played down that Cyclone prior to that, but... ended up on the party Ellie, or the refreshing anomaly. You notice I went a little too slow. Didn't quite manage to get my hero power off there. But now I got genies. I'm on 6. That means Amalgadon time. Arcane Assistant, nice hit. Smacking Omu, who was at 33 for 31. That was kind of cool. So right there, I was thinking I wanted to get that brand, because I got the Amalgadon. I kind of want to play it through, but opt not to. Figure, you know, maybe I'm doing Nomi stuff. And then Bran shows back up. Still sitting on the Amalgadon, still thinking, you know what, I think I ought to do this. Wanted to play a few more elementals through prior to getting rid of Nomi, because I planned to get rid of Nomi here. And so, sure enough, I get rid of Nomi here. Mediocre adapts at best. Looks like I got 3 health and plants. No idea how many plants, but at least 2. So we're doing kind of regular stuff here, but you can tell stats-wise that it's getting on pretty good. Beating up on Flurgle. This is kind of just a charmed game in a way. So I've missed a buff here or there, 1 or 2 things a little bit off, but then we start getting into these endgame turns, and the stuff that I can do with what I got is just kind of sick. Now that was a mistake right there, because I should have been able to make 2, but now I'm just sitting here grabbing Amalgadons. I'm like, alright, I don't need this giant taunt that I've been building up. I'm like, alright, well now I need to play all these cards because I'm running out of time. Animation lag is a thing. Managed to get my coin in, build a much bigger board. My Amalgadons kind of suck. Also, we got Murlocs and mechs, so it's not too big of a heartbreaker. And then boom, one moment happens, triple Dawn. So we're looking at that. That feels pretty good. Daryl's down, up to top 3. So I'm looking at that Dawn going, I'm going to play this. I'm like, wait a minute, Mama Bear, sure. Let's throw a couple extra stats on it, because I don't think I'm going to have time to use all my gold up anyway. I really want to get into like some sort of double little rag scaling, but it's just not really coming. Now I'm seeing Murkai or Primal Fin, and I'm thinking, okay, more Amalgadon shots. But also I'm looking at my hand going, hand limit? Going, I don't know if I'm ever going to play all these cards. So now I'm just kind of frantically dumping things from my hand as fast as I can. Just so that I can, well, not even frantically. That wasn't even all that fast. I'm just kind of playing stuff through, making sure I get my coin, making sure I get a handful of buffs on the board. Because I know I'm fighting the Ghost. I don't expect the Ghost to be that frightening, and it turns out Ghost is not that frightening. Get another free elemental, nothing too crazy there. Looking at this board going, this genie never dies. Oh well. Never see what's in the box. But beat the Ghost, we're at top 2. So now I'm just looking for any of these power plays that I can possibly make. I'm thinking, hey, let's get out of Bran. Let's, you know, I'm rolling by jugs. I'm even thinking about buying them, deciding not to. Going like, okay, well, here's a shot at more Amalgadons. That's not. That is. Sweet. Let's put that down, see what we get. Gets poison. That's nice. So play that through, and then the genie shows up and is like, okay, well, that's real sweet. Let's see what we get here. Another Dawn. Throw that down. Finally, one adapts with everything I really want. You know, Divine Shield, poison. So now I'm just sitting here. I'm like, all right, I got all these things. Brand's right there. I want to make sure I get a couple more buffs in before the end of the turn. Every elemental in the pack is a 23/20, which is pretty sweet. I'm like, all right, let's freeze on the Selfless here. And then we get into, well, I didn't know at the time, but what we're going to see here is the final fight. And my stuff is just too big. And everything is staying off of my 1 health Dawn, and I'm just murdering everything. My genie finally pops, and then out of my genie, never get to play it, triple Amalgadon Gar for 3 off, max possible damage. A 45er delivered to Galakron right here at the end. So anyway, this was a real fun game. Hope you enjoyed.